All right. How is everybody doing? I was briefly asking that just to kind of check in on you. Hey, guys. All right. So we had a really good question come up that I think is worth getting on the recording is how many days do we actually meet in class? Also, I kind of misinformed when I answered the question earlier, so it's kind of, I think, good to get this on a recording. Basically, though, we are in week 10 out of 12 total. We have Tuesday and Thursday. That's this week. Hello, hello. Tuesday and Thursday of next week only. Thursday next week is Student Success Day. Yay! We don't have class that day. I will, however, be here, though I'll be on campus. So if anybody needs assistance with their final or questions, that's definitely what the day is for. Bellevue College likes to offer a student success day before finals week, like one day where your teachers are supposed to be here for you to have any support you need leading into what is likely to be some exam or test. Like we don't do that because gross, but you might be stuck a little on what you're trying to solve for your game. So that maybe my assistance is still a support for you. So I'll be here, but you don't have to come to class that day. I'll just be on campus. Cool. Now, the following week is finals week, and it's always a good idea to check in on the final schedule. So I'm going to just look up final exam Bellevue College. Right there at the tippy top, you visit often. It sounds like me. Find the time that you normally meet for class. Ew, 6:30. Ew. Ew. Thank goodness we don't do that. But we do meet at 3 o'clock on Tuesdays and Thursdays. That's right here. If you meet Tuesday and Thursday at 3 o'clock, our final is Tuesday the 23rd from 3:30 to 5:20. So at 3:30, I'll run class like we normally would. And I won't have, like I said, a requirement for you to come. I do say like, come, but that's so that I can check your builds, make sure that you have everything you need submitted because at 5:20 on the dot, I'm not your teacher anymore. Class is over. We're done. It is summer break. Touch some grass. Woo! But this way, you know for sure that you're going to get a grade for your final. A lot of times, builds break or something. I have contingencies for that. So come if you just want to ensure that your stuff isn't. If you don't come, that's fine. But what is submitted is what's submitted. There's no messaging me that weekend saying, "Oh, sorry, oh, I didn't know that the file." That's what the day is for. Okay, cool. All right. Uh, Next up, I had another thing for you. I had another thing for you. What was it? Um, yeah. Okay. I'm drawing a blank on what I wanted to cover with you, but I think that that's gonna be fine. All right. So for today, we're gonna move forward on some final stuff for your final. Now, for the first half of class, I'm going to be giving you guys some time to work on what would be the development of your game design document, right? Now, I am going to recommend that these pieces here, your core loop, your formal elements, and your dramatic elements should be working on at this point, developed to some point. What I usually recommend is that whatever your strengths are, if you're a storyteller, the dramatic stuff first. That's my way of doing it. I'm a very emotional human. I like to make the feeling of stuff, and I care a lot about that first. So I do a lot of authoring on my front end, and then I make my tech fit my authoring. That's how I design. Some of you guys are real math whizzes and systems thinkers, like just really want to focus on the mechanics functioning. Then we can talk about the formal elements first. You can make the experiential stuff kind of come after. That's okay. There's really no right or wrong way to do it. I just have my philosophy and you'll have yours. So you'll want to kind of start some development of this. And of course, the core loop, what it is that you want your player to understand moment to moment. I mean, the core loop can be kind of anything you want. Some of you will be developing platformer style stuff. Some of you I saw some floaty mechanics. I've seen some parkour or running, jumping, right? So like your threat does not have to be me. It could be a time pressure. When I say me, I mean the tyrant Neho, of course, that awful AI that follows you, right? But what's your threat? This can be up to you. All right, it's not a requirement that you have any of this done by the end of class, but I'm going to offer you some time on the front end of this for lab. And that lab time, I recommend that you work on these pieces of your final development. Next up. Oh yeah, the last day to get in any late work or resubmission stuff. This is important. That is Thursday at 10 p.m. That's Student Success Day. That's not bad to have that day off if you need to like make up work or anything. You found it?
Yep.
Wonderful.
Wasn't hard to find.
Good. You don't, are you giving it to me?
Well, oh,
Are you giving me the thumb drive or are you using it?
well, I've got had a lot of work done on it.
Okay.
It,
This isn't a submission, so why don't you hold on to it and I'll come check on your assignment in a bit, okay? Okay,
all right.
cool. That works. So remember, Thursday at 10 p.m., Student Success Day, that is your last possible time to get like resubmissions or late work done. And I noticed today when I logged on to Canvas, you guys had a bunch of resubmissions, so I gotta catch up on grading. Nice job, guys, keeping me busy, making me earn that nickel. Okay, now, I'll stay in about 30 minutes at 3:40. We'll move on. If you need more time, we can adjust more time. But today we're going to do one last tech demo to get you what you need for the minimum requirement of your final. Meaning the rest of the quarter will really be the development of this level for yourself. It can be what you want it to be. And we can talk more one-on-one if your scope is feature creeping a little bit, where you want things to exist that we don't cover. We'll talk about that and what it feasibly means for you to further develop and expand on those systems. Not a requirement for a grade, not a requirement for the class, but maybe a requirement for you, maybe something you want for yourself. We can talk about it and a strategy forward on those things. Okay, now on that note, while you are labbing, if you need a break or you'd prefer to work on this later, I have some upperclassmen developing their prototypes. Now, some of you guys, I think, played Taylor and Kaylee's level, or I'm sorry, games last week. We have a couple new ones if you'd like to play test. They need to get 67 play tests by the end of the quarter, so any help you can give them is very good. Even if you've already played it, you can play it again, and you can really help them out. I really like you guys to see what some of this early development looks like, what students are making in the later classes of game design. Kind of gives you an idea of what kind of stuff you get to develop if you choose to. And it's my understanding you guys are making like kind of whatever you want, right? Yeah. Yeah. They don't have to make a tyrant Neho like you guys do. They make whatever they want. Okay, so on that note, I'm gonna let you guys get to work until about 3:40, 3:45, and then we'll talk about moving on, okay? Okay, where we left off. We have a successful AI third-person NPC that can follow me and kill me. We got that working. We've also got the trigger box that when I walk across it, I think this is it. It should disappear. Oh, excuse me. Is this it? Yeah, that's a destroy actor. My destroy actor. Oh, I don't have an actor to destroy yet. Let me get the sphere of doom, as I think the giant sphere of doom is what I wanted to do. I'm gonna make my trigger box a little bit bigger so we could test it. So now when I walk across this trigger box, boom, goes away. Giant ball of doom, gone. Wonderful. But now, what I'm gonna show you is how to make a trigger box that will spawn in an object. This will solve a lot of potential puzzle issues. You get an error? Okay, let me take a look at your project. I'm gonna pull it up. Now, with a spawn in actor and a destroy actor and these things, like what we can do is we can feasibly make it so that like when you get a key, a door unlocks simply by walking through a trigger box where the key would be, the door disappears. You can also spawn in another door at a different orientation so it looks like it snaps open. Very quick little animation. You do not need to make an animated door opening and then trigger the whole system. You don't need to go that far. With a quick spawn in and a destroy actor, we can make it functionally do the exact same thing, which is kind of the name of the game. Right now, we're not worried about whether or not we have beautiful fluid animations or beautiful art. We just does the thing work as we want it to for our mechanic. That's all we need. So let's take a look at the blueprint materials on Canvas, by the way, just a quick reminder. We have, oops, not that. Woohoo. I have notes for us. The blueprint AI, yeah, these guys here. These triggers, this is where I basically pull all the materials that I'm showing you in class, right? So I know that sometimes it's kind of hard to see up here. So this guide does give you, this is the spawn in actor. This is what we're doing here. This one right here. So you could always reference this if you'd rather just kind of put your head down and try to put it together, or you can follow along with me, which I highly recommend. And if you need me to cover something again, I can do it again. If you have a question that I can answer on the recording, even better. So I highly encourage you following along. And I'll do my best to try to like zoom in as much as I can on these nodes because they're actually pretty tiny from even, I think, the second row back. I sat back there one time last week and I was like, oh my God, this is what you guys deal with? I had like no idea it was quite that bad. Okay, now, real quick, copy image. What are the three things that every node should be referencing in every blueprint? What are the three kind of categories or buckets that a node should fall into? Do you remember? No? Mm-hmm. What was that? Mm-hmm.
Am I allowed to answer the question?
Yeah, you're allowed to answer the question.
What happened? Who or what is involved and what should happen?
What should happen next? Yeah. So the what happened part is the event. Like what starts this thing? What starts the logic? What triggers the event? So yes, the event, who it involves, like what actor, what thing or person does it involve? And then what should it do next? Right? That's the very good. I'm gonna see if I can kind of zoom in on this. On our reference here, let's see if we can kind of figure out what it's doing before we put it all together. All right. So based off of this, what triggers the event? Yes? What triggers the event?
Yep.
No? That wasn't your hand up? Yes, Cameron? A collision. So we got event, actor, begin to overlap. This guy right here. Very good. Okay, who does it involve? Yes, Isabel? Player character. Very good. And? Self. All right. What should happen next? When the player character and itself collide, what should happen next? What should happen next? Yes, spawn actor. Very good. And of course, the actor blueprint that we choose to spawn this, what's so special about this guy that makes him different than the other nodes? What's different about this one? What was that? Verbal. Is that what I heard? Verbal? It's purple. Yes, it is purple. It's so funny because like my mind biased to hearing you say the answer when you were saying purple. I was like, it's variable. It's variable. It's the variable that we make, that we tell it so that we call which one we want to do. That's the container, right? Favorite food versus pizza. Okay. All right. Oh, this is kind of fun. What happens next after that? Huh? It destroys itself. So that way, after I walk into the trigger and it spawns in what I need, it just goes away. We don't need it to be in our level anymore, right? You could hypothetically not put this in, it'll still function, but every time you go in, it'll be like spawn in again, spawn in the actor again and again and again and again. Oops, no, we want that to like, no, be dead after we use it. Okay. All right, so that kind of makes some sense, right? Like, cool. So stressful. Okay, let's make it. All right. Close, close, close. Doosh, 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 doosh. Now, let's find the location that we want this to exist. I think for me, under my resident Neho, I've got all my stuff. So I'm going to right click, blueprint class, actor. And I'm going to call that BP underscore spawn actor. That's what I'm going to call it. Here, I'll hover over that just a moment so you can see it again. Now right click, create blueprint, actor class. Everybody good? We have it? Cool. Yes.
At the end, it says destroy actor. Does that mean it's going to create it and then it'll destroy the same one, or is it going to destroy the one that you collided?
No, it's destroying self. But you make a good question. Like when you said destroy actor, does it destroy the actor that we spawn in? Let's take a look at that blueprint again. Target self, meaning what it destroys will be itself. And that is the actor blueprint class that we just made. Right. No.
Spawn and then destroy.
Nope. It'll spawn in the actor that we call. And this white line is the execution line, right? That is the order in which all of these events occur. So at the overlap of these two objects, we will spawn in the actor of our choice, and then it will destroy itself. So that order of operations is very important. First, spawn in the door, and then die. not the other way around. And we're also saying that the target that we want to destroy is self, not the blueprint or not the actor that we're having it call in. So that's a good question. Want to check in the logic. Very good. Okay. All right, let's double click and open up that spawn actor. Blueprint spawn actor. Okay, there it is. We'll head over to the event graph. And this is where we'll get started. Now, I think you guys got this part, right? The get player character equal to a branch, because this has pretty much always been true every time we've needed a collider with this. So branch, get player character equals you. Oh, wrong one. Equal. There we go. Okay. Now I went a little fast on that. I know, moving those out of the way. So I'm gonna just keep that up for just a moment so that we get through this part. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that makes some sense, right? When the overlap begins with the get player character, and those two are true, then do this next thing. Yeah. Yeah, not yet.
That'll spawn in somewhere. Then
Well, that execution line is the order of operation. So we want first this to happen before we spawn in. Yep. You're good. Good, good. Look at you guys go. You're on fire. You don't even need me no more. Just going making games without me. My little birdies flying. Just pushing you off of the branches. All right. Okay. Okay. Now, I'm trying to zoom in here so you guys can see it. I know it's a little rough. See all that? Does anybody need me to cover any of that again? I'm happy to cover it again. Okay, good, good, good. Now, when this is true, so we're going to pull off the true statement right here. We want to spawn actor from class. Yes. Oh. I think so. Yeah, okay, no. Now, this does change when we're done with it, but like, here's the thing. We want this to hold a container for the actor class that we spawn in, right? Now, and we're explicitly telling it that we're gonna have it spawn in blueprints that we make, right? So we're gonna make it a blueprint class. You could kind of give it something a little bit more open-ended here, but we don't want it hard-coded. We want there to be a variable. So we're gonna hit plus on the variable here, and we're gonna call it actor blueprint to spawn in. Now, I'm being a little wordy with this because I really want you to understand what I'm typing and what it's supposed to mean. But you could call it target spawn actor. You can call it kind of whatever you want. Yes, Brenda?
After go to components and like what?
And then name it. I typed in blueprint or BP to spawn in, right? Because that's what I'm just naming the variable, a little bit of a longer winded statement so it's easier for you guys. But maybe spawn actor or spawn target or whatever feels right to you is fine. Right? I guess the point is you can name it whatever you want. Just be kind to yourself. Future you doesn't deserve to be confused. All right. Next up, we need to tell it what kind of variable class it needs to be. So we're going to go to, I want to say actor, no, the blueprint, actor class. Shoot, I'm actually forgetting what type that's supposed to be. Thank goodness I wrote it down. Mm-hmm. Ah, class reference. Okay, it's just a class reference. Sure, makes sense. Is it? Oh, actor class reference. There we go. I'm gonna hover over that for a moment. You could just scroll down to actor and then scooch over and find it. I like to type it out. So type in actor in the search bar and then hover over that and look for class reference. That's the purple one. There you go. Nice. All right. Yay. Okay. Woo. Now, what does this little eyeball mean? The eyeball closed. What's that?
It's invisible.
It's invisible, and we want to make it visible. Also sounds a lot like purple. Now that that's up, we're just going to click and drag that puppy right on over. I'm going to get BP to spawn in, the variable I made, and just whoop. And that's what we're doing. And notice that none goes away. That big NONE on top, that went away because I've given it a variable. Okay, I'm going to do a quick compile and save. Oh, we don't know where to spawn stuff in. Totally. Okay. That makes sense. We need to tell it to spawn in the, where's it going to go? Like, where do we spawn it into? 0? Every time it spawns into 0 in the world, that's annoying. We want it to go to where we want it to go. And the way this particular blueprint is mapped out is that we're calling a reference to self, that's the blueprint self, and we're going to convert that information to transform data and then plug that into the spawn transform. So that sounds like a lot, but it's really not. So here we go. Just type self, get reference to self. And then we want to get actor transform. Mm-hmm. Plug that in. You know what? We probably didn't even need to make the get reference to self because the target was also set to self. And then plug that puppy in, compile and save. And look, no more error. No more error. Okay. Once that's successfully spawned in the actor I asked it to eventually, what should happen? It should kill itself. That's right. Destroy actor. Target self is fine. That's fine. All right, compile and save. Now, will this work if we drag it in? No. Wait, will it? Oh, good question. Is it missing anything? It's missing something. What's it missing? Well, let's take a look at it. Ooh. So here's the blueprint from before. I'll just delete that. Then we'll do the spawn in actor. What's it missing? Yeah? The collider. Very good. Okay. So we'll come back over here. Let's add COLL because I don't like to spell it out. Box collider is fine. We'll call it trigger box. And I think if I go down to right now, anything that crosses into it will work, but you could have it set to pawn or I think character mesh. Sure. I think this is actually fine. We'll leave that alone. Compile and save. And now we'll drag that in. Oh, there she is. There's that trigger box. Okay. I'm gonna just dock this over here so that I can look at this. Now, actor 2 spawn in. These are basically all the blueprints that exist in our project. Now, it does mean that if we want to spawn in a blueprint actor, we actually need to make a blueprint. But it's not like we have to build all this logic every time you make a blueprint. We can make a blueprint out of a mesh. We absolutely can do that. Now, right now, I want to grab a door mesh. I've got models here, 3D models. Yeah, I'm gonna grab this door right here. I would like this door to be a blueprint. How does do? Okay, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna come back over here to my resident Neho, and I'm gonna make that blueprint a door. Let's just go to blueprint class, BP door. That's what I'm gonna make it. Oh, I have the actor and then call it that. BP underscore door. This is very easy. Add. We want a static mesh. Static mesh. I'll call this door. Right over here, I can find the door that I want. SM door. There it is. Wonderful. There it is. That's what I want. Compile and save. Okay. That's all it took. Now, obviously, this is not a blueprint, but here now I can go over here to my actor blueprint to spawn. I'm going to type in door. There it is. And also, I am going to make this trigger box bigger. Some of you caught what I just did and why it's bad, but some of you didn't. And so I'm going to show you. What I did was I just scaled up the blueprint without thinking, and that's fine. Because now when I walk into it, oh, it spawned in the door. Fucking crazy is what it did. Spawned it in all lopsided and weird. That's not great. So I need to leave this at 111 so that it spawns in at 111. How do I scale up the trigger without scaling up the whole blueprint? Anybody know? Okay, I could see you wanting to answer. Okay, I'll just share. That's okay. Click the trigger box and scale up this guy. Scale up this guy instead. Okay. Hit play. Oh, door's fine. Now, I'm noticing that my door blueprint should be fine. The trigger box. This is all good, well and good. I think this is fine. It spawns it in a little funny, but I think that that's okay. Hmm. Mm-hmm. 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 Now, what I'm gonna do, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do, but I'll show it to you next week. Is what I really want to happen is my I want my AI component to be let out at a certain point. And I think my plan is I'm gonna put her in prison here, right? So she can't get out. I'll close that door. And once I've started a certain point, like I'll have a trigger box around here that will remove the door. And once I've crossed that trigger box, the door will be destroyed. She will come out and start following me at that point. I need to get to the N207, get to N209 so that I can get the code. And by getting the code, I'll have a trigger box here, I think. And then once I do that, it'll delete the door to get in here, right? And I think I'll do also just to like zhuzh it up a little bit. Once I cross in through here and I get this, I'll make it disappear. I'll make my homework disappear. That'll be my win condition. And I'll spawn in a door that keeps her out. And what I could even do is I could destroy her as an actor. I could just like, once I get it, she's dead. Yes, I got homework. She can't hurt me now. Done. So that's how I can just take some spawn in, destroy actors, and make that whole puzzle. I don't need to over design anything more. I don't need a code to punch in. I could just use that trigger. By the way, for anybody that's curious, the code that I wrote on the door or on the board in N209 over here is actually the code to get into N207 if you need to work on your homework. That code is the actual code. Just to make this real weird. Let's get weird. Yeah. 39906. That's the real code. Yes, Pa. You're getting an error with your variable?
I can't put it.
Okay. I love this. You're getting bugs. Okay, everybody. I want you to try to make this function. And if you are stuck, I will come around and help you out of a pit. Okay. Ooh. Pause.